The holiday season is nearly upon us, which means more events and gatherings with an abundance of delicious food and drinks. And it's a very emotional time of year, whether it's joyful emotions, stressful emotions, or sad emotions. So it's no wonder that most people gain between 5 and 10 pounds during this short time of year. So let's talk about how we can avoid that happening to us. First thing to do is to be very clear on your intentions going into this holiday season. Do you want to enjoy these holidays to the fullest and simply try to minimize the damage, maybe gain a pound or two? Do you want to get through this holiday season living it to your fullest while maintaining your weight? Or do you want to enjoy the holidays to the fullest and actually try to lose a little bit of fat throughout this process? Or maybe your goals are more process oriented. You want to get through this holiday season while drinking responsibly. Maybe you want to get through this holiday season eating to the point of satisfaction whenever you get out to an event or a gathering. Maybe allowing yourself to get to that point where you feel a little bit full but never over full or overstuffed. Maybe you just want to handle stressful situations a little bit better, like controlling how you internalize, interpret, and react to certain stressful situations and learning to let go and do what's going to serve you best in those moments. Now, the best thing you can do is to reflect on past holiday seasons. What were some of your triggers during that time that led you to overeat or to not react or do something in a way that's going to serve you best. So maybe it's going up for seconds that is something that was a trigger for you or that was causing you to gain some of the weight in holidays past. So maybe this time you can, when you get done your first plate of food there, take a break for a few minutes there. Just engage in conversation, maybe drink a little bit of water or sip on your alcoholic beverage slowly. But before going up for seconds, like take that time to allow your stomach to settle and really realize, you know what, I don't need any more food at this point. If I eat any more, I'm gonna feel overfull and overstuffed. Maybe I want some more, but I can take home a doggy bag, take home leftovers for the next day. Or maybe you are full at the end of the main course, but you really want dessert and you're going for that dessert, which is pushing you over your limit there. So how can you handle that situation best in the future? Maybe you're out with friends and you really want to enjoy the appetizers, you really want to enjoy the main course, and you really want to have dessert afterwards. Maybe you can eat just a little bit of the appetizer, maybe have half of the main course and then have half of your dessert, and you can bring the rest home in a doggy bag where you get to enjoy it the next day. Like actually enjoy it, knowing that if you were to eat that dessert now, you're probably not going to enjoy it as much as you would because you're feeling full and overstuffed. But if you eat everything in the right portion size, you're eating to the point of satisfaction, actually taking your time, chewing the food, savoring every bite, savoring the company with, you're going to enjoy it not only that evening, but you're going to get to enjoy it the following day as well. Maybe a friend is twisting your arm. Come on, have another drink with me. How can you handle this situation better? Maybe in the past you give in to that. It puts you over your limit. You get to the point where you're feeling maybe drunk, a little bit tipsy there, and then you start making poor decisions. You start eating more after that, and it just doesn't serve you well. You feel crappy and tired the next day, so you maybe skip the gym or you're just not as active because you're feeling sluggish. You're like, no, bro, I'm good. I've had enough. I've reached my limit. I'm just going to enjoy some water right now or some other beverage that's calorie-free or something along those lines. And just be prepared to kind of handle those conversations because your friend's probably going to want to drink more and get drunk. Like enjoy more. Good if that's what you want to do. If that's what's going to serve you best, bro, you go for it. I'm good right now. So just being prepared to handle those situations the best you can. And again, if you have arguments, confrontations, or anything like that, don't take it personally. Like just allow them to have their thoughts, have their opinions, whatever. Let them say what they need to say. But you can't control that. You can only control how you internalize, interpret, and respond in those situations. Maybe it's just stressful situations, life situations in general, where you're turning to food to help you deal with those emotions, which isn't serving you best at the time. So allowing yourself to kind of feel that stress or whatever, like give yourself that minute or so to like, this freaking sucks, especially this time of year, this blows. But like, let's, instead of marinating on the problem, let's now take some time to try to focus on the solution. Like I can't control what's happened. I can't control where I'm at right now. All I can do is control what I do next. What are the next steps? What is going to be more proactive for me in this moment? What's going to serve me best in this moment? So again, learning from all the past experiences, that's the greatest teacher. And it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to be perfect during this holiday season. I'm sure I won't be perfect. But there's going to be moments where you do better than you did in the past, and you want to celebrate that. You're winning in those situations because it's an improvement from the years past. And if you happen to maybe give in to some temptations, you don't handle the situation as well as you would have liked to, what can you learn from that experience so the next time you're in that situation, you can handle it better? So it's like Nelson Mandela said, you're either winning or you're learning. So when you're learning, you are winning. So it's always winning. You never have this, you should never feel guilty. You should never beat yourself up if you're learning from that experience in a way that's going to serve you in future situations that are very similar here. It's taken me years to get to this point where I no longer eat to that point where I'm feeling overfull or overstuffed. I enjoy eating to that point of satisfaction. So again, coming back to like what may have happened last year, I know in the years past, I would try to, all right, I know I'm going out for dinner. How can I handle this better? There's a big event tonight. I want to enjoy myself. I'm going to eat hardly anything throughout the day, and I'm going to get there, and I'm going to have extra calories to work with there. But then you get there, and you're ravenous. You are starving. So you just can't control yourself, and you're just eating everything in sight, and you're eating way more than you would have had you just eaten light throughout the day, eaten a little bit more throughout the day. So you go there, you're hungry, but you're not famished and wanting to eat everything in sight. So it's really maybe something that's better off for you in these situations is you know an event and a gathering is coming up. You eat a little less in the days surrounding that event. So maybe a day or two before, you eat a little bit lighter than normal. Maybe the day after, maybe 2 days, up to 2 days afterwards, you're eating a little bit light afterwards. So it's just a little bit less from each of those days, and maybe a little bit less throughout the day leading up to that event, so you're no longer like starving when you get there, but you've banked enough calories to kind of make room for that event where you can enjoy it to the fullest. But again, you're not like trying to bank so many calories where you can get there and pig out and feel stuffed, like walk out of there like towards the end of the night, you're undoing your button because you're so full and everything. So trying to be responsible in the days surrounding it as well as at that gathering itself. So what's going to allow you to get the most out of that situation, and oftentimes it's going to be just eating to that point of satisfaction, or maybe just feeling a little bit full, but never overfull or overstuffed. And again, it's just a matter of learning from our past experiences and what's going to allow us to gain the best out of that experience, bring the greatest joy to that experience, not only then, but in the days following that as well, because you handled that situation better than you would have in years past. So it's all learning. We're all growing. Trying to manage our stress throughout this holiday season is super helpful. Trying to make sleep a top priority is super helpful. Both those things are going to help control your appetite and your emotions, like prevent you from eating when you're not hungry just out of stress or boredom or sadness or even joy. Because a lot of times we're around friends and family and we're like, all right, man, like this is such a great time and we're enjoying the experience, and food is all a part of it, but it's just being responsible in those situations. And again, if you are sleeping really well, it's going to keep your appetite in check. And just again, taking your time, like it's a great time of year. So enjoy the company you're with. Enjoy that delicious food. Like savor every bite. Just really take your time chewing it slowly and truly enjoy that food rather than just like scarfing it down like you're not going to see it again for another year. Like having that mentality, scarcity mentality where, man, I only get this one time a year. I got to eat as much as I can. No, you don't. Like enjoy it right now. Like truly enjoy it and savor it, and then look forward to it the following year. For myself personally, like there's some cookies I'll still make. It used to be just Christmas time where I'd make them. Now I love making them all the time of year just as a nice little treat. And like for myself personally, I do a lot of baking. This time of year, I have some of my favorite cookies that I love to make, and I will keep some aside for me, just a small portion, and then give it out to friends and family so I don't have so much in the house where I'm tempted to eat even more. So I hope these tips were helpful for you. I'd love to hear how you plan on surviving this holiday season, what your goals are, what has worked for you in the past. Let's get through this holiday season feeling like we won, like really gaining the greatest joy, making this the best year ever.